Hey, Danse, welcome back again to this afternoon's talks with Theresa Sapp and Tina Whitford. This time we're going to ask Theresa Sapp to talk a little more in depth to do with Mio Piganawasu and how a woman, girl is prepared to go into their next stage of their life. So if they have any comments, please, you can always send us your comments, okay? So let's start.
Kauktatamskat no meu kai ya to tamana iskwese sawa kakiso pekit kakise wawi tawi so ta ko wista na pe ko ke e kai ka mo stati ko he ko tawi so ta ki se ta ko na pe me ta to tawa simsit tanaya muy ma ke ko mi set na ka to ka non ge ton squesak ek maya ko ho me ko ka te ka skawaoso ka po wi ek skawaoso ek ta he ko ese na ka to ka so ko es ka mitso ka stesni e kai mi na wi ka pa pi ki am po kui se snaux e ko man tan ki ta ma ke ok don't laugh at people and don't stare at them how they look or what they do, because the baby you're having inside will get all that. And don't get mad. Don't try and sleep all the time. Sleeping when you're pregnant is no good. At the time, then you get pregnant. You carry the baby 9 months in your belly. And there is a lot of problems sometimes. And at the time you have your baby, your pains, they're pretty painful. You don't think of swearing or saying things to your husband. When I was in my times, I used to hear a lot of white women swearing at their husbands, saying things. But as us Indians, we were told not to do that because we go ahead and have that life. We have to look after the baby's life, your child. First time I had my baby, this is kind of funny. I wish that there was no men. What a thing I thought of. I thought I wouldn't have another baby. And I ended up with 7 after that. I had 4 boys and 4 girls. And some babies, they come pretty clear, but some are pretty painful. It's how you do when you're pregnant. You get mad, you sleep, you don't want to eat, you get excited. That's when you have problems. Me, I didn't have a mom to tell me that before. It's the old people, the ladies. That's what I say. Everybody had responsibilities to tell people what to do and how to be respectful. I didn't even have a grandma. I did have one, I guess, but died pretty young. And after I got my first baby, it was a girl. My second was a boy. My third was another boy. My fourth was a girl, but I lost that one. Then another girl and a boy, another boy, and my last baby was, they call him Squezagan, the last baby of the family. That's what they're called, Squezagan. Muya Gimnitagan. Because that's the last baby of the family, the last child. Then, growing them up, that's a problem. But if you respectful, talk to them the right way, my discipline for them was a piece of willow. The willow was the best discipline for parents. I used to get whipped by my dad with a willow. And I'm gonna tell one story I did when I was younger before I married. My cousin stole some tobacco from my dad and we went berry picking. Then she made this smoke cigarette and I guess I got high, I don't know. I got up and started picking berries. Here like the bush was coming down. Then I'd sit down and so actually, I didn't pick very much berries, but she did fill her pail. So we went back. She didn't stop in the house. She just kept going home. And I went and right away my dad, who took my tobacco? She did. Did you smoke? So I had to tell him how I felt in the bush. I didn't bring very much berries. Then he went outside and I cleaned up the berries. I washed them and get them ready for supper. My dad comes in. Come. And I went out with him. Right away I seen the willow and a white cloth. There was 4 cigarettes there. And he told me, sit down. So I sat down. You smoked these 4 cigarettes before sundown, he told me. I told him, no, I don't want to smoke anymore. I don't want to. He started the willow, my legs and my hand. Of course, I couldn't cry. Then my uncle came and my dad. She was already grown up, my cousin. Then my uncle came and my dad told him what she did. My uncle, I guess, got home and did the same thing to her. That's what I think, that you can't do wrong. This was a long time ago. You have to keep that respect. Listen to your guardian, your mom, your dad, your mushroom, your kokum. Anyway, kids growing up crawl around, they pick up things from the floor. If you have to keep your floor clean, they start walking. You have to have that respect to carry them, change them. Long time ago, there was no such thing as washing machines. Had to do everything by hand. Haul water, and you have to cook for your kids. That was quite a chore, I'll say. Especially when my man left 2, 3 days, sometimes working, sometimes something else. But I stayed home, look after my kids, and talk to them in Cree. They didn't start talking Cree till they went to school. Then my husband wanted to put them in residential school. I told him, no, you go. I don't want them to be. And also parting. You leave your husband or he leaves you. I didn't want that to happen. Because in my time as a kid, I didn't have no. My dad was always there, but working. No mom. The ladies and elders talked a lot to me. That's when I told him I don't want my kids to not to have parents like us. I told him. Him too, his mom got sick quite a few years in the sun. It's very difficult sometimes raising kids. And also, my first girl, I made that ceremony. I let her live out, do her stuff. And I did that for her. Then the other one too. But she left. She used to live out, go out and play, I guess. And the other two, they didn't tell me because they were ashamed. Some girls get pretty scared when they get their first time because we know it's blood. But that's getting ready for your womanhood. Anyway, growing kids is hard, especially getting to be teenagers. Even the boys, their dad took them out, their mushrooms, tell them, my dad was alive, my father-in-law, and their uncle, and their dad. I guess it helped them a lot. Showed them respect. I know they used to drink. Then first time, one of my teenage boys got into trouble, I guess. Open liquor or whatever we did. Then he had to go to court. And his dad said that my dad took him And he went with his dad. He thought he was going to be beat up or something. I guess he was pretty scared. Then he got a fine. Why didn't they put them in jail? I thought, because I didn't know anything about court. Anyway, the other boy too, the same thing, but they had to learn the hard way because they don't listen. The girls were pretty. I used to tell people I got four bad boys and four good girls. That's what I used to tell them, just to encourage them and show them discipline. Now they have their own kids. They have to discipline, show them respect, and their grandchildren. And there's the Japans, and I'm glad to say that I have quite a few great Japans, which my mom didn't see. It's very important a woman's life. Sometimes we don't want to cook on our time. We have to get somebody else, but that's respect for the boys, or they cook for themselves. And after birth, now young girls, they have a bath, which was the old people's didn't. They used to tell us that we'll get cold, keep our feet warm. That's what I always tell women, keep their feet warm. Because if you catch cold on your time and after the baby, you can get crazy. You lose your nerves. Something happens in your head. That's why we tell you, young girls, look after your feet, keep them warm, and watch how you eat. It's very important to be a woman, to respect the whole family. And I'm glad I'm able to still look after my old man. Sometimes our Japans come in. Our grandchildren, our kids. It's very important you have a family. So I encourage you, young people, you get mad at each other, talk about it. Why? Because there's lots of forgiveness. That's what I told my granddaughter one time. Oh, go, she said. How come you wait 68 years with mushroom? Oh, I told her. There's a whole pile of forgiveness. So remember that. It's pretty hard. I feel sorry for young people, especially when they have kids and they part. That's not the way God wanted us to be. But now it's a different world. Everything is modern. Me, at first, and I didn't tell this story. First time, me and my husband built a log house. It was a one-room house. We had a bed in there, a cook stove, tables and chairs, dresser, and we made our cupboard out of apple boxes. They used to be wooden boxes. And we used flour sacks for windows. And we didn't have a floor. We used cardboard and canvas. But we went through the winter with that. And one time the police was asking me in a meeting. I told him we had to make our log house. And I didn't have a floor. There was a floor, cardboard and canvas, I said, and flour sack windows. He looked at me. Then I said there was love in there, I told him. No matter how poor, we even had to haul water from the river sometimes with a barrel and horses. And long time ago, water was pretty good all over. People used to travel around. They used to park or stop with their horses. So long there was water and they used to cook there and stay there for the night. Now water is so polluted. And I used to hear people talk about buying water in the future. What they talked about, I see all that. They told me that there was going to be food shortage. There was going to be lots of like people getting mixed up. And my dad used to tell me, don't ever get money crazy. And I looked at him. He said in the future it's going to be hard. Lots of stuff going to change people and it's going to upset them or take them. They're going to do what they're not supposed to eat. And if you get money crazy, he told me, you'll be gambling with your children and your grandchildren. I used to wonder why even old ladies used to tell us that. Now I know what they used to talk about. All this they came telling me, those people. I see all that now. There's gambling, drugs, liquor, and all kinds of bad pills, I guess. So young people try not to take drugs. Think of your future. Listen to your parents, your kokums, mushrooms. They're very important. And all these workers that want to know about culture is very special for them to continue with all the good work. Never give up on our culture. It's very important and respectful. It helps you a lot. Sipitama, Giyoko.
I just I just wanted to add on the life given part here, how you raise your children. I remember, when you have your baby, and I remember my grandparents always said to always breastfeed your babies. They're closer to you when they're born, and they're much healthier when you breastfeed. And plus, there's no bottles to wash or anything like that. It's ready right away, and to breastfeed your baby is the best way. I just wanted to do a touch up on that. And I remember my late dad always told me, don't value money, don't value material things. You value life. Life is what you value, because once life is taken away, you can't bring it back. It's gone. But material things, you can buy them anytime. You can get them anywhere. You can replace them. But with life, you can't. Once it's gone, it's gone. So I would strongly encourage young people to value their life, because God didn't put garbage in this world. They put each and every one of you in this world to to live the best way you know how, raise your children the best way you know how, the way you were taught, the way you learn. I strongly recommend young people to start valuing their life, because once it's gone, you can never, and you only have one time, one chance in life. If it's gone, then you can't come back. So I'd like to encourage our young people to start valuing their life. There's a lot of young people, they don't think that way. And I wanted to share kind of like a little story with my sister. She might hang me, but it's okay. My sister Mary is the oldest in our family. We had 6 boys and 6 brothers, but we lost one 2 years ago now. But Mary's the oldest, and I was like 8 years younger than her. And she never ever went anywhere. Never. Like, where we were told to stay, that's where we had to stay. But this is where the discipline part came. Anyway, these neighbor girls came along, and there was some white boys building the new road here on the reserve. And our neighbor girls came along, and they asked me, let's go. We're going to walk over there where they're working. We're going to go check out all these white boys. Lord and behold, I don't know why she went, but she went. And then my dad got home about half hour after my mom and dad pulled up. Right away, my brother Mike, oh, Mary went with those girls. They went to go check out these boys that building this new road over here. So my dad went to the other side. He got a switch. He put it behind his truck, and he said, let's go. He said to me, yo, why do I have to go? I never did nothing wrong. But that's the catch. If my sister gets a whipping, that's what I'm going to get if I do something like that. So anyway, we get to the where they were almost there, these girls, and all of a sudden Mary saw us driving up. She turned around, came, got in the car. My dad didn't do nothing. We went home. As soon as we got home, Mary just jumped off the truck and she just ran into the house, and my dad followed with that switch. My dad ran behind her with the switch, and then she went and sat down right away on the couch. And all of a sudden, my dad was just going to whip her whole body just went down. she fainted because my dad never hit us. Eh? She fainted. Here's my mom and my dad now getting a pail of water and cups and just putting it all over her face. But I'll tell you one thing, she never ever did that again. The hall was just from here to the daycare, and there was a dance there. And just to prove she never ever did that again, my dad told her, "You're not going to the dance." And when my dad said you're not going, that means you're not going and you're not going to ask again. So anyway, she opened her window. She stuck her head out like this and listened all night to the music. But she never went anywhere. But I just thought I'd like to share that. And if she wants to hang me, it's up to her. That's one of the few things I wanted to share.
Yeah, I have maybe got to thank you, ma.
Ay,
Got to taman ay waki ko kay to ma. Kagiu kawian, my late mom, I'll say it in English. My late mom used to say, "Iskweo e gitape mikut us na pesa." Na peo e gitape mut skwesa. Kawita mo ako nagkantuta kitan sama. What does that really mean?
yeah. They used to tell us too that the boys, the woman is the one to look after the boys, because they have to have that, to be around woman. They'll know how to respect and listen. And the girls, the father, supposed to be the one to tell them. Like I said, it's to be a parent, you have to be both working with your kids. And I'll tell you one thing too. I was about 12, just about 13 years old when we got our first baby. My dad adopted a little girl. That little girl, her dad didn't want her. He used to throw her out, I guess, in a moss bag. So that woman got tired of it. She gave the baby girl to my dad. So my dad brought it home, and I had to be the mother because my late stepmom was kind of mean. So anyway, I looked after her, and she was getting to be a teenager when I left for Little Pine. And there too, when I went to Little Pine, there was this, my husband's cousin, I'll say, stepsister. She always used to leave her kids. She had 3. I had to be the one to look after them. I used to take one of them in a cardboard box. That was her stroller. That's what I say. We were poor long time ago. Anyway, I raised those 3 kids. They were late Eli Bear's children. The boy is still, Clifford is still alive, but his 2 sisters are gone. See, there I was a mother too. And in the adopted girl, I had to look after her at night, get up 6, 7 o'clock, go and get the horses my dad used, because I was the oldest in the family, 3 girls. I had to do all that for him before I went to school, and I had to walk to the day school. Especially in the winter, it was bad. Now I wouldn't know if a girl can walk across a field, snow up to her knees. And I even used to go with my dad to cut knife and a team of horses, 30, 40 below, with a load of wood. That's how hard my life was. So life is tough sometimes. Nowadays, I don't know. Some even don't know how to snare rabbits. But so long a girl can think of all this womanhood, respect herself, she can do it and help her. I know lots of people don't like it if you tell the other children what to do. But if they're respectful, they won't say anything. So I think all people should get together, show the young people, because they're getting lost. Show them all this, what you learn and what you heard. I know I'm not the only elder but I'm glad when people want to know something. As much as I can help, I'll do it. Sewing too is the main thing for a woman. Knitting, cooking. Respect your man. Take care of yourself. Again, you young girls, help one another. If you know of them trying to be on drugs, talk to them or tell somebody. Take care of yourself.
Aya, iki kwechim tantane ki mana maya. Ka gitu kaya kete ya kaya. Na pesa kumagaya watsik. Na kwes kaispam natsik. Aya, usam kaisko ma. Pepis sagangaya na pesa. Kaskutsin to na ya kwatamutsik ya. Why mama skin nikang gagam swanatsa ki spin ki way mama skataman. You scar them for the rest of their life. It's man
Maybe Agassi knows if you can understand what you just asked her.
I was asking my mom here that long time ago, the old people always told us, when you have children, the boys seem to cling on to you. They have that much respect for you because you carried them for 9 months, and then you nurtured them, you breastfed them, and then as they're growing up, if you're stepping the wrong way, because they look up to their mom, that's the one they trust, that's the one they look up to. But the mother, if she starts stepping the wrong way, she's going to scar those boys for the rest of their life. They will not have that trust in their mom anymore. And as they grow up, they won't trust their wives and they won't trust their daughters. That's what we were always told. When you have boy babies, take care of them and look after them the right way because they look up to the mom. That's what I was telling her. I was asking her in her way, how does she look at that?
The boy, if your boy is the oldest in the family, like he has more respect for you, like he's the boss, I'll say, because he's learning to grow up. You help him, then he has that respect. But some mothers I hear swear at their boys, which is not right. Maybe sometimes I get some person mad talking about these old times, but that was life. Your oldest boy, respectful and I'll say the boss. I have a little Japan, a little girl in Soto. Her name is Rosalind. I call her my Nokom. She really enjoys it because my Nokom is really, I'm related in Alberta. That's where my mom came from, Enoch. But in Saddle Lake, I have lots of nieces too. I had 4 sisters over there. They all had lots of kids. But they're all gone too. And the one in Palm Maker, one from Sweetgrass, she's gone. My brother is gone. So make sure you look after your boys, your woman, and the men talk to your girls. Don't be scared. But if they're on their time, they don't have to talk to you. Have that respect, you girls. Don't even cook for your brothers or dad.
Apurt to gamin up sis kagya to tenan maya. Yaksi so magaisa at sigainan to itute sigumay. Kampa ko smoke. We sick
No.
kiway guys spy.
You girls, when you're on your time, you don't go to a feast. You don't go to no ceremony. Even after you have your time, you wait 4 days, they used to tell us. Then, even picking berries, don't pick berries till after 4 days. Have that respect, because our food is very special. And the girls too, I used to hear women say things to each other, but there was always these old people stopping them. because it's no good to hate one another. God didn't put us on earth to hate one another. Supposed to. And one thing too I don't like, when families don't talk to each other. I see a lot of that. We're family. We should take care of each other, help one another. Don't get jealous or don't say things to them. As we're all a family, like one person. Take care of yourself too, you young girls. I keep saying that because I see a lot of them. After they're 10 years old, they're already running around. Especially those, it must be hard in the city. But we always pray for them. And one thing too, some women talk about woman wearing pants. It's okay, but at least in a ceremony or in a feast, wear a dress. Because that's very spiritual.
Ego mina ka mai pai ko ma sko mo ka tasa
And when people pass on, they're to wear a dress. Don't wear a pants. Have respect for that spirit that's gone. Have respect for the spirits that are there. Because God created woman to wear a dress. That's our sacred and respected. Like I said before, look after yourself. That's respect. Think of yourself as a woman, not a boy. And be kind to animals. Because if you're mean to animals, you'll be mean to your children when you grow up. That's what the old people used to tell us. Big screen.
Ay,
Yeah. There were a couple of people on that famous name. Let's go back to the other one first, Mr. Braden. Verna Bugler said, "Good job, Elder Theresa Sapp and Educator Tina Whitford. Ekwa Srina Baptiste Tasinaham. We are so rich to have elderly to guide, direct us in the right way, to share such wise knowledge. We need more time like this in our community to structure this for our youth and families. Hi, you are relative Kukuminanti. Nanask mutan Srina Baptista Awaya or the Bugler.
Hi.
Big screen.
thank you, Verna, and thank you, Serena. We appreciate that. And I just wanted to touch up on that women wearing dresses. What I was always told, when you leave this world, you're not supposed to wear pants. You're supposed to wear a dress, because that's how you recognize when you get to where we're supposed to go. You recognize as a woman, not a man. So we were always told, if someone passes on, a woman or a girl, always make them wear a dress, because that's their final journey and that's how they should be recognized. I just wanted to mention that with her.
Mm.
And another thing it kind of came to my mind is like young people, they they like to swear and stuff like that. They'll swear at each other and say all kinds of swearing in a men's way and sometimes in a woman's way. And my parents always said, when you swear at some boy or whatever, whoever, when you're swearing, it's like swearing at your brother, swearing at your uncle, swearing at your father, your grandfather. Kanapeo yako ini, yako ata tsikahio napeo. Kaisko yako in mina, like if you swear to the women, that's like swearing to your grandma, your 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 mom, your sisters, your aunties. That's why we were always told not to swear like that when we were growing up, because it's like swearing at them, swearing at your own relatives. That's one thing I kind of wanted to share because I hear a lot of that. I don't allow my children to swear like that, or my grandchildren. I always tell them what I was taught and what we were told not to do. So I just want to kind of put it a little bit on that area, just a touch up. Hey, wow. Kiwa tuwe kutakon tuitag munan toto. Munan to gitik.
Montesko.
Kiwa kikis kutak.
Mam tunay tamanong.
Oh.
Mami na is kotel. Fire. That's very special too. You girls don't play with fire. It's a woman's job when you're camping to make the fire. But not on your time. That was taught to us too. And the boys, same to the boys, don't ever play with fire. It might get mad at you and something will burn.
Because everything has a spirit. The fire has a spirit, water has spirit, everything. Plants, they grow. There's a spirit in them that make them grow. The trees. That's what she was saying. So kiwam naktag Brenda Lee.
I think we covered quite a bit of stuff. These two have stay mam skuta way. In regards to isquisis, skinik squeal. Egwa guys squeal. The stay with the tutahke. Eguma guys squeal ya. Egume sapahtamaa waps tuqaaniun. Eguma kihtaim no kas kihtaigman kakisumuts. Kakisumuts ko sapahtamaa waps tuqaaniun. Eguma egaya. Ektume ya. Muinte ya miten taapma square peatsiget. Tapue, that's what they need to sit there at the two waps kaigi with sagasa. So, kiwe aiwag, they don't know, sit in ya. Squats nanto, they don't.
Ekumaka, as a little girl growing up, got married, had my children, and old people always prayed for to get white hair. But nowadays I see a lot of young girls killing their hair spirit, coloring it. Don't do that. That will help you more. And I'm very proud that elders used to talk to me to where I'm at. I know I had a hard life. Now I'm going to be 85 years old in June. And still we're raising our family, adopted families. It's good. Everybody's a little related everywhere. And take care. Hi, I love you all. Kakeo kita tamskat no. Kami mo kyo kaks no magi. Ekse. Hi.
Hey.
I was gonna share a little bit about the white hair. I've never dyed my hair ever in my whole life, but I remember my mom here. She was on the Moccasin Telegraph. I think it was they used to call that in North Battleford, where people would call in and they'd have speakers. I remember when I was young, didn't have white hair yet, and listening to her, she got on the phone and she said, people, when they pray, they want to see that someday they can grow old with their children and their grandchildren and earn themselves white hair, because that's wisdom. Your white hair is wisdom. She said, "Wina to taptan and to tamod man to ya. Kakuaps to ganemat si kitasim sa kusimak. Ekwet etaya. Etat sigin. Ekspiok tegin egi peto gam eksi eitet. Eguutsimana emiasik eksisigi katasitami, because ekspiema asem egipeta mana me guamame, and it made sense. Eguutse gaiwi katse mukat ntatsigan. And tuemak nosima kaya kan staunotsik oino mania. Ni stega tigetiwan et utitaman ego abstigonian and an ascumuan. I'm so I never ever try and dye my hair because I feel so blessed for my grandkids to recognize who I am, their grandmother, their great grandmother, hopefully someday. That's why, and I had heard her say that on Moxon Telegraph, and I picked that up right away, and I learned from her. That's why I never dye my hair, and I'm not ashamed of it. I'm proud of my hair, and because I want someday all my grandkids and my great grandchildren to recognize who I am. And that's all I wanted to share for now. And I'm so happy to finally got her to come out, and we had all kinds of different problems, but she made it, and I said, no, you're coming this time. I just love her. She's my mom. Yes, I love her so much.
Hi, she's my girl.
That's all I wanted to say.
And this is my second niece.
Yeah.
Oh,
So with that, we're gonna have her back soon. I don't know when though. We have to find a free day where she's able to come for something. I need her to talk about very important. I'll bring it up again. I'll announce it. What I need her to talk about. I think it'll be very important that you guys listen to this, especially young people will be geared towards you. So with that, stay tuned for another time, and thank you again. Nas kumt naga kiento ta make exam.
Hey,
Hey,
hey.
hey.
Yeah.